Hi guys, this is BiXX. Welcome to another Mentoring Monday. I just returned from the Amsterdam dance event, so I had to skip last week. But today I'm going to talk about part 3, the final part of the 3-part series on complacency. In part 1, I talked about what is complacency and how and why it robs you of your dreams. In part 2, I talked about the 3 stages of complacency, the 2 main triggers, and specific internal and external triggers. So if you haven't had a chance to see those yet, go back and check them out. It'll put this one in perspective. In short, complacency can rob you of living your best life, but it's controllable. I'll discuss this in part 3, this particular episode. So to get out of complacency, don't wait for that life-changing moment. Don't wait to be fired. Don't wait for a heart attack or a serious health problem. Don't wait for life to hit you over the head. Change because you know you can change for the better and be better. You want more for your life to change before you have to. To get out of complacency, I want to talk about a concept called dynamic drive. Dynamic means characterized by constant change, activity, or progress. Drive means to propel or carry by force in a specific direction. So dynamic drive means constantly moving in the direction of positive change and improvement. True satisfaction in life is about a consistent and sustainable journey towards getting better. When you focus on the win or just the work product instead of the work, you lose focus over the process. We can learn to enjoy the journey regardless of the destination, and that effort in itself can be rewarding. Magic happens in the day-to-day, especially when it's fueled by a higher purpose. It may start with a goal, like winning a championship, getting promoted, selling your business, or writing a #1 track, but it can't be the sole focus. Striving to be better itself is the end goal. Learning how to enjoy the journey, the daily process, the people you work with, the people in your life, that is what is most rewarding. I used to think if I built a company and grew it to the point I could sell it, that I'd live happily ever after. But in fact, the night I signed the papers at the attorney's office to sell my company was one of the saddest days of my life. One of the happiest days, which should have been, turned into one of the saddest days. So why? Well, I sold my baby. I did not realize how much I enjoyed the journey with the wonderful team that I had built. The journey was fun, but I was solely focused on the prize at the end. It wasn't until I sold it that I realized this. It was obviously a great learning lesson for me, working for another company, when I was used to charting my own course, but it was not that fun or rewarding. I soon realized it became time for a new journey, the journey into BiXX. To begin the dynamic drive journey, it becomes super important to understand your passions and your purpose. What do you love to do, and why do you love to do it? I talked about the 5 whys in a previous Mentoring Monday video. The summary part is just ask yourself why you love to do something. Obviously start with asking yourself questions about what you love to do, then ask yourself why you love to do it. Then ask yourself why up to 4 more times. Each time you force yourself to dig a little deeper into the true reason that you love to do something. For example, when I was a boss, I thought that the daily connecting with people was necessary because I wanted to make more money. I wanted to make the company more profit. But what I learned is when I asked myself the 5 whys, I learned that I enjoyed connecting with people to discover their strengths, then to work with them to develop these strengths and exceed their potential. I applied this process to the people and the team members I work with in the music industry. I just transferred that concept. So my purpose is greater than creating good music. It's to help those around me become their best self and delivering inspirational messages through music. So when I get discouraged from setbacks, I remind myself of my bigger purpose. It helps enjoy the process through the ups and downs of this crazy music business. And all the wonderful experiences and relationship investing that I had at ADE sort of reminds me that I'm on the right track. So let's get back to dynamic drive. Dynamic drive often looks selfish. When you're highly focused, you begin to exclude distractions, sometimes turning down invitations, saying no to activities and relationships that pull too much time or energy away from your path of dynamic drive. When your purpose and the work to fulfill is so meaningful to you, you won't hesitate to occasionally prioritize that above everything else. It's okay to decline invitations that do not line up with your dynamic drive, pursuing your purposeful goals. I want to talk about focusing on the internal. Don't compare yourself to others. This means competing with yourself to get better each day. Better this month compared to last month. Better this year compared to last year. When we focus on the opponent, instead of running our own race, we allow the measuring sticks to be our competition instead of ourselves. We allow ourselves to be distracted by something we have no control over. Drive is internal. Drive needs no external motivation because it is ignited by the fuel within you, by living your purpose. By allowing others or the competition to be the measuring stick or the benchmark for your success, it limits what we are capable of and what we might become. In many situations, ignoring the competition might not be possible. Complete ignorance here is not the goal. Many of the very best do glance at competition to level, set, and drive themselves to be better. Dynamic drive is not about focusing on the competition as your measuring stick. You set the bar for yourself and you work to build your own dynamic drive. Dynamic drive goes beyond any of the traditional definitions of drive. It's not a means to an end. It's not about setting goals and checking them off the list. Dynamic drive is a philosophy and approach to life that unlocks more joy, more fulfillment, and more purpose-filled satisfaction. It's not about being perfect. It means you never arrive. You're constantly seeking to improve. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Because it's not about achieving that end result. It's just the constant wanting to get better and enjoying this process. It's a way of living that becomes part of who you are and how you show up every day in every aspect of your life. Dynamic drive kicks in to keep you going, to do the daily work, to experience a breakthrough, and even when you don't feel like it. Dynamic drive can transform every day of your life. It really can. It gives you a reason to look forward to getting out of bed in the morning. Dynamic drive is a never-ending journey. It will definitely keep you out of complacency and keep you in growth mode. It is the beginning of discovering what is possible for you. I hope you've enjoyed these 3 episodes about complacency and how important it is to shift to this concept called dynamic drive that can transform your life. Start living the life you're meant to have. It's up to you. I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Remember, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. Cheers.
Desire is the only thing that will ever keep you moving forward in